those magnificent men in their flying machines. They go up to the up, up, they go down to the up, down.
Right, there we go, we're on to the fuse now as promised. So looking at this bit on the plan, and this is actually a set bit, so obviously it comes with that, and this is like the parts that come with it. I've already made a start on it because I couldn't wait for anyone else. So this is the side of the fuse, D1 being the main side part, and as it says here, D2 and D4, these are the certain parts that go with it. Now I'm just going to demonstrate how I do it. In this case, instead of using cyano, I use 10-minute glue, bonds in 10 minutes. It's fantastic stuff, this, cheap as chips. So make sure you get it on the right one. So obviously this is D3, and how I usually do it is just like this. Right, wear some old clothes or have a cloth with you. It's basically white glue. Spread it around with your finger. Like that. That's one. Don't ever get too much because you can always wipe it off, but I tend to like it. The reason I'm using white glue is because basically if you use cyano, you haven't got, it gives you no time to get it on. So you want to get this sort of like in the right place. So obviously cyano bonds in seconds, whereas this bonds in minutes. There you go. So it's nicely covered. Wipe it on my old trousers. Right, obviously I've done the first layers there. So there you go. Right. So that's that one, right? Right. So that one now. Okay, so we'll do some of this one. I'll cover this one. So like I say, it's all covered nicely. Take off the excess with your finger, like so. Right. Let me just go around. Now if you can zoom on this, so you do is you just follow suit. It's obviously inside. And what I use is these little fish weights you get from any fish shop. They cost about, I think it's about £1 each. Make sure it's all true. And they're dead handy. So any kind of weight I do. Okay. Let me follow suit with that. So if it, right, bear with us. Oh, look at me. Okay. Right. So there's this again. That's like a technical area. Okay. See, everyone makes mistakes. But this. Okay. So that's that, all nicely covered. Right, up on there. Okay. Okay. Right. Oh, there's lower a minute. Do the trick. Nice and level. Okay, that's that. Make sure just take your time with it. Right, and you put your weights on. 1, 2, 3. Fish weight. 4. Okay. So clean the edges off. Okay. And then there's this piece here, this is like where it runs there, that goes in there once it's dry. And it should look, in the finished product, it should look like that. Okay, so that's one side of the fuselage. So obviously, you know, and then you'll have your, I would assume, but I haven't looked at the plan properly, but I assume that all this fits on there like so. So you've got that as the beginning, you know. Okay? I would say that, or that's probably whatever. But we'll get to that stage when it comes to it. So ladies and gentlemen, I would say that's it for now. Okay, so when that's all nice and dry and that bit's in, then I'll change the plan sheet and I'll start on the main fuse itself, the body itself. So we'll be cracking on with that. Okay, cheers. Right, so this is the basic structure of the side of the fuse. And so what I'm doing now is what I tend to do. I mean, that's probably different for other builders, but what I tend to do is now I've built the main structure this side, I get a piece of cellophane, cling film, whatever you want to call it, okay, and I basically just take that out for you to show you. It's probably stuck to it now. And then what I do is I just put a piece over the top of the original fuse that I've just built, the fuse side, okay, to allow, I mean it's probably common sense to most people, but just like I said before, trying to do it so that it's from scratch, near as possible. Okay, and that's in the other problems I've found is that I'm struggling to find parts with the kit that's missing. The longerons are missing for the sides here, so I've had to sort of adapt pieces of bolts that I've got spare to allow me to do it. And I've studied the plan quite a bit, and I'll come to that. So that's one side of the fuse. This is the other side, making sure that you don't do them backwards. Okay, and basically the correct is you just put it on so that it's identical to the one you've already made, which once I get it lined up it will be. Okay, there you go, that's it, and then gradually do what I do. A nice set of long pins just to keep it in place. And then so it's just holding it, so it's got some, you know what I'm doing. Okay. So as I'm doing this, what I found with this kit is the strengthening braces between the fuse are not like on the other. I mean, it might be just the design of this kit, but on the sopwith pup, I've found that the side bracing struts are solid and the thick to match the actual longeron width here. You know, so basically imagine that was that. I mean, on the I can't really point the camera, but on the pup, these struts are like made to the same width like that, and they go down like so and along as you do, you know, to give it strength. But with this kit, from what I ascertained and looking online, you've got to use these thin pieces like this, webbing really, and once you've built the fuse to this degree, you then take it all off and build your ply gussets there, cut them and fit them on, obviously on the inside, and then these are glued in like so to either side, one there, so they're cross bracing, and you don't glue the middle bit. According to this, it says do not glue centres of X bracing. So that's, I'm in two minds whether to do it this way or to do it the other way, whereas because I can't see how that adds strength to the fuse at all. In fact, I don't see it at all. But when I looked at the original sopwith camel, when it's stripped off, it's actually bracing wires that are in here in the real plane, but then they're wires that are taut to stop it from like warping the fuse. So I'm not sure whether to do that or just go and get some more bolts and do it. So if anybody's got any opinion on that, I'd welcome it, to be honest, what they would do. Any other builders out there, would they do, so in other words, would they do it like the pup kits are and all that, like stropper bracing like that, X bracing, you know, or do it as the plan says? Because I'm not sure whether to do that or not. So that's that. So, and then basically, I think the rest is quite simply explanatory, you know. So you've got it pinned in there. So then you basically just literally go back round, and that way once you've glued it, white glue these in. I might add, this is all white glued. Mark it with a pencil. So I tend to do. So I'll quickly do that. So the first fuse is you mark a line there. Okay. You get your white glue wherever I've left that in the world. Right. Your white glue. Doesn't matter where the mark is. Right, let's put a little bit on it. I'll do it. Okay, the edge. Trying to keep it in the camera width. Good luck with that. Okay. Now obviously the cellophane's there to stop it sticking to the other fuse side. Okay. So you got that there. And make sure it's buttoned up nice. Then you get your famous pins. Okay. This goes there. Okay. So Okay, so that's you've got it all nice. Probably clamp this, but I would do it this way. Allow you the chance to do it. Okay. Okay, so that's pinned. And once it's dried in 10-minute glue this. So white glue these bits, and then same with the longer ones down here. They're white glued. All that's white glue. I don't tend to use the speedy stuff. One, because it takes time to get it in right, and B, I think it's super stronger because it's going to take that whacking when it's landing and stuff. Especially now if we're going to do it this way with these really thin bits. I mean, that's 1 mil by 2 mil thick. So, you know, I don't get it at all. But then, I mean, it's obviously been a proven way to do it because the guy's flowing his version, or many a version that's been built before me. Anyway, so that's that stage. I think you can see here, I've done the tail. I've actually sanded it to shape the tail. And that. So then, that's that. So, like I said, if anyone wants to give me an opinion on what they would do before I do it, then I'll just take the majority vote, as they say. Okay, then that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot. Okay, bye.
Those magnificent men, those magnificent men, those magnificent men in the flying machine.